Hi, welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time, thanks for tuning in. So I've had a couple questions about what goes on in BMOQ, what's the day-to-day like in BMOQ. So the purpose of this video, or this series of videos, will be to break down the weeks in BMOQ. So we spend 12 weeks in BMOQ, and in this series of videos I plan to go through from week 0 to week 12 of what happens in BMOQ, what you can expect, and what the experience was like for me. So I hope this answers some of your questions, and I hope you enjoy the video. Weeks 0 to 4 are actually known as the indoctrination period. This is the period where you're not allowed to leave the base on weekends. This is the period where it's go, go, go continuously, virtually every day during that week. This is the week where I think they try to weed out those people who are not really ready for the weeks to come. So this is the week where you kind of decide, okay, is this for me? Am I gonna play it out till the end or not? And that's what weeks 0 to 4 are set up to be. So I remember mentioning how one of my staff told me at the beginning of BMOQ that it was all a game and everyone was there to play a part. And you really begin to see this in week 0. So week 0 is where you arrive, they drop you off, they pick you up from the airport and drop you off at the green gates. If anyone's watched the Truth Duty Follow video, you remember they speak about the green doors. So you get dropped off at the green doors, and the minute you get off the bus, you can feel the intensity. For me, I remember it wasn't so much yelling, but a lot of hey, take off that hat, hey, get in line, I told you to get in line, and things like that. So you get the intensity right away. And I remember how I felt in that moment. It was actually sort of funny because I'd seen it on YouTube, I'd seen movies and stuff where they try to like break you the minute you step off the door. But yeah, it wasn't too bad personally. And yeah, I think we arrived on a Saturday. You're shown your way to a room where they search your belongings to make sure you don't have any contraband with you, and you go from there. Your first day at St. John is going to be a really long one, considering your travel. So you're traveling, you're arriving, you're probably not going to bed until around 11 because they try to get a lot of admin done on the first day. You meet your platoon, they put you into a platoon, you meet your platoon. I think they divide you into sections right in there as well. You meet the staff, they give you some information about what the next day is going to be. They appoint the first CPC or the first course senior and things like that. And I remember that day just being really confusing because I didn't really know, I didn't have any idea what was going on. I was very confused about how things were going to work, but I just followed the crowd. Followed the crowd. I don't even think you really get time to ask that many questions. But yeah, follow the crowd, you get up to your quarters, they they show you pictures of what they expect for standards on how to make your bed or how to lay out your wardrobe. You have these pictures to go off of, and that's all you have for that day. You go to bed thinking, well, I hope I made the right choice. And that's pretty much your first day. It can be a lot, but just at the end of the day, take a moment to gather yourself. You're gonna have your cell phones with you and whatnot, so try to reconnect with your family in that period before you go to bed, and help recenter yourself. That helped recenter me at least. So week 0 is where you get your introduction to the military life. That's where you start to get classes on standards, on hygiene, on command structure, things like that. So in that first week, you get some classes just to get you off started. We didn't get our uniforms, I think, till the Thursday. So you get kitted out on the Thursday. But yeah, during the time you're in your CVs, you're taught to drill. So you're marching left, right, everywhere. And during the time you're in the CVs, they take it a tiny bit easy with you. Because according to my sergeant, they're not permitted to get dirt on your CVs, but the moment you're in uniform, you belong to me. So yeah, I remember that, and I remember just dreading getting our uniforms. But it's all in good fun at the end of the day. And that really marks the end of week 0. Week 1 is where the heat begins to crank up. That's where you begin to get really grilled. I think the beginning of week 1, the Thursday, you go grab your kit. So you basically spend the whole day getting issued kit. You get issued all sorts of things you're gonna need, both for your element. So element just means Navy, Army, or Air Force, and for your duration of being in training. And yeah, there's a whole list of things. If going through the kit is something that people are interested in, feel free to comment down below, and I'll try to go through a list of things I was issued. I probably don't have most of them anymore, but yeah, I can give you an idea of what will be issued. Anyway, that aside, so you get issued your kit, and you have to move your kit from where you issued them to your quarters. And now this is what they usually do as a test. They give you almost an impossible amount of time to move your kit from where you issued them to your quarters. And we don't use elevators. I've mentioned this in a video before. We don't use elevators, we use stairs. Everywhere we go, we have to walk, we have to use stairs. So you have to carry this up however many flights of stairs. But this is where they first test your ability to work as a team and sort of think of solutions as a team. When we did this in my platoon, I thought we were relatively successful. I think we succeeded with a few minutes left on the clock, but we still got beasted. Anyway, yeah, you get a limited amount of time to move your kit. It's fun, honestly, when you think about it, when you see everyone sort of like coming up with ideas and people supporting other people who probably can't handle all of their kit. It's really nice. And I think the day before we got our kit, we also received our vaccinations. So yeah, whether you believe in vaccines or not is not the point of this. But the point is, in the forces, if you're going to be deploying or going on operations or whatever, you are required to be vaccinated. So you get your vaccinations, and they give you a vaccination brief as well, give you a lot of information, give you the opportunity to opt out and tell you what opting out entails. You don't necessarily get punished for opting out, but your activities or the amount of work you can do is kind of limited. And Saint Jean there's a lot of people, a lot of new people, a lot of different microbes in the air in Saint Jean, let's say. So yeah, they inform you about that and inform you about how the vaccines can help you with that. This is also the week you do the Canex run. So on some of the kit lists, you're told not to bring some items because you'll be getting them at the Canex. And yeah, you do your Canex run in that week. They also have you talk to the padre. So the padre, the chaplain, has like a group meeting with folks. It's one of the first meetings you have with someone who is in your staff. And those were actually some of my favorite periods of those first 4 weeks. Because it's one of the few periods in basic where you feel a sense of calm. Because the padres are there to sort of give you the mental health support and the reprieve, like the slight reprieve from the pressure of things. So yeah, this was one of my most enjoyable moments. You also don't get a lot of sleep, so it's nice to be somewhere relaxing during that time. You get your dental work done as well. So everyone gets a visit to the dentist. It's very regimented, it's very structured and like well arranged. And yeah, everyone gets to see the dentist, and you get your dental sort of reports. If there's any work that needs to be done, you can book an appointment and things like that. This is the week you're also sort of taught to dress. So the proper dressing regulations, because when you're in uniform, there's a certain standard that's expected of you. So you kind of get taught that, and you're expected to adhere to it. And failure to adhere to it will get you doing a lot of push-ups. So there are times when my laces would be undone or untucked or something, or my boots weren't, my pants weren't properly sleeved, booted. I'm in the Navy, so I don't remember what it's called, but you do a lot of push-ups, essentially. But you don't want to get caught doing like massive dress infractions, because then you get like more reprimanding than push-ups. We also mark our kit, so everything you get issued, you're expected to mark. They give you like a marking tape, and basically the night you get all your kit, all you're doing into the night up until you go to bed is marking your kit with your names, and that can be a lot of work, especially when you realize how much kit you're handed. But within 2 days, 3 days, you can easily get it done, and people are helping people out as well. So if someone's faster than someone else, then you get help that way. And they also go through some HR stuff. So things like your pay statement, how to understand your pay statement, or at least read your pay statement, and how to fill out leave passes. But they also go through this with you throughout your career. So it's not the first time you get told this. You're going to be reminded again in the future. So if you don't get something right at that moment they're teaching it, don't panic. Either someone in your platoon understands it, or later in your career you're going to come across it again and you'll be able to learn it properly. I think that's week 1 really. So week 0 and 1 I think I've covered now. Right, so in week 2 we pick up where we left off in week 1. You continue doing some admin, so things like writing your will, things like filling out your claims, because when you arrive you have some claims to fill out so you can receive certain stipends. You also get a lot of classes in this week, so things like classes on CAF benefits, so some of the benefits that you're entitled to for being a CAF member. You get classes on the culture, the history, military discipline, things like that. This is also the week where you do your DEU fitting. So your DEU is the dress. So when you see some videos of people graduating or in parade, they wear like really nice looking dresses. In the Navy, we have a really nice dress, like the pig cap and our tunics looking all fancy and stuff. So yeah, that's your DEU. You also start to do drill. So they start teaching you some drill basics. So like left turn, right turn, attention, at ease, stand easy, things like that. which might sound foreign to some people, but obviously when you join the CAF, you know it like the back of your hand. You also get taught some military writing, so things like memos, how the expectation when it comes to military correspondence, and things like that. It's different from when you're in the civil world, so it's a skill that comes in handy when you join the military. One of the most dreaded parts of this week, one of the most stressful parts for people is inspections. If you've seen the videos of inspections in like Truth, Duty, Valor, or any of the other videos on YouTube, it's basically just like that. You get drilled for like the slightest errors in standards, and this is just to make sure it's drilled into you that standards are important, and even the finest margin of error can be detrimental. So yeah, this is a stressful period for a lot of people. It is graded, so it's like the more mistakes you have, the more errors you incur, the closer you are to failing, that type of thing. So it's not oh, you made this mistake, that's it, that's the end for you. But you do get messed with during this period as well. And you get assessed on a few things like your dress, how neat you keep things. Makes me remember actually. So threads come off the uniform, and you're expected to like keep the threads off your uniform, so to trim them. So yeah, things like that get assessed during those inspections as well. So that's something to expect, but don't lose your mind over it. You get help from your platoon, and when you work together, it makes it so much easier. Right, so by week 3, we're finalizing our security clearances. We're going up to the commissionaires, and they're doing things to ensure that we get our ID as well. So taking photographs, taking our fingerprints, things like that. This is also a regimented process, and it's sort of like already mapped out, so it goes through seamlessly, and your staff will be there to guide you through. You also get like little breaks in this period, but don't get too comfortable, because I remember one of our platoon members got caught napping, and yeah, they had to do like 50 burpees or something like that. So yeah, don't get too comfortable, but you also get a bit of downtime, if you like, in this period. I think this was the week we also visited the War Museum. So we get sort of a road trip to Ottawa, to the War Museum. It was my first time in Ottawa. I liked the way Ottawa looked. I think it looks beautiful. And the War Museum was a really interesting experience. It's like another little break you get from the intensity and the craziness. You're in uniform, so you're expected to behave as being good deportment and good decorum. But honestly, just as long as you're not acting crazy or wild, you'll be all right. It was a good road trip. I got the opportunity to learn some interesting things about the forces, particularly the Navy. So yeah, that was enjoyable. You also get, I think, your first test, or at least your first couple tests. So I don't know how it's gonna be when whoever's watching this does their tests, but when I did mine, it was multiple choice, and that made it slightly easier to study for, because with multiple choices, it's by recognition. It's more recognition and less memorization. So yeah, made the test more friendly. And apparently, previously it used to be more memorizing, and they used to have to like write things down. So I'm glad that was in the situation in our case. But still, the test can be challenging. But yeah, just do your best to prepare for them. But also, don't be too stressed if you are unsuccessful in your first attempt, because you get a chance to retry after you you get a chance to study. So that's one thing to keep in mind about the tests. You get more inspections in this week. I think we had a total of 6 inspections. So you do a minimum of 6 inspections. There's a possibility to do more if the platoon is not doing well on the other inspections, but yeah, if your platoon does well on the 6 inspections, then that's all you have during your time in basic. I think we also did our first ruck march in the 3rd week. It might have been the 2nd week, but I believe it's the 3rd week. We did our first ruck march. You're given a direction on how to pack your ruck and the things to have in your ruck and the minimum weight your ruck should be. And then you go on a 3-kilometer march. I enjoyed the rucks. I enjoyed many of the rucks. Yeah, it's you just walk and yeah, you're all kitted out with your. Did we have a weapon at this time? Anyway, you get kitted out. You're given direction on your kit, and you go on a ruck with the platoon, and it can get challenging, especially if you're not used to it. But there is a rule of starting together and finishing together. So ultimately, no one gets left behind. You're as quick as the slowest person in the ruck. And that's not a negative thing. It's just to let you know it doesn't matter how fit you are or how quick you think you can finish your ruck. What should matter more is trying to get your mates to get through it with you. So you're all crossing that finish line together. And you have more classes. You continue to do classes throughout BMOQ. There's a lot of class time. I'm sure on the website it says the way the components are broken down or the percentage of the components, but it's a lot of class time and a lot of PowerPoints to look at, and you're soon going to understand what that means when you get into the forces. And this was the week we also had our first aid training. It was 2 days, and yeah, you get your basic, your first aid certification upon completion and upon demonstrating your understanding of the things they showed to you. So yeah, that's pretty much week 3. And then week 4, I think is when we get into our weapon handling. So now we're on to week 4. This is going to be the last week I'll be talking about in this video. If you're watching the video to this point, feel free to like and subscribe and share with whoever you think will benefit. Thanks for your support. So week 4 is where we start the weapon handling courses. I think we get issued our weapons at the same time we're getting issued our kits. So yeah, we already have our weapons by I think week 2 or week 3. And they give you a little brief about these weapons, inform you about how the weapon mechanism works, and give you some rules about your weapon. So an example of a rule will be your weapon cannot be more than an arm's length away from you, and an arm's length literally means your arm's length. So your weapon can't be that far away from you. So you can grab it if you need it, and if it is, it's an infraction and can lead to disciplinary measures. So this is one thing to keep in mind, just being sort of aware of your belongings, being aware of your surroundings, which is a thing they try to drill into you while you're in basic as well. Anyway, we start our weapon handling courses, and it's basically that entire week's long. I think it bleeds into the next week as well. It's either just that week or it bleeds into the next week. And you're learning different drills, how to clear your weapons, how to engage your weapons, how to aim at an object or whatever you want to aim at, and things like that. For me, it was my first time handling a weapon, so it was a bit challenging. but I had help from people in the platoon who were experienced weapons, and especially the type of weapon that we use in the armed forces. So that was good. You also learn how to strip your weapon, either for detailed cleaning or maintenance, or for inspections. This can be fun actually, to take apart and put together. But yeah, it's also something that can be a bit daunting at the beginning, but you get the hang of it because you do it so many times. It becomes second nature essentially. My favorite part of weapon handling was when we would go into the simulators. The simulators were incredible. I absolutely enjoyed it, and we had really good instructors that gave you a step-by-step breakdown of how things worked, and it really made you respect the weapon, and recognize that even though it was a simulator, that could easily also be a real weapon, because eventually you do your tests, so your assessments with live ammunition, with a weapon in a range. So you're taught with that sort of intensity and that end goal in mind. So you're ready by the time you come up to that stage. So yeah, I really enjoyed that part of training. You do more drill in this week, so virtually every week until your even in your graduation week, literally a day before your graduation, you're still doing drill, fine-tuning those details, so by graduation it looks really clean and sharp. So yeah, just be prepared to drill and drill and drill and drill and drill and drill and drill. But yeah, it'll make you better for it by graduation day, and I think you'll feel proud on graduation day when you're marching and you're marching with confidence. So yeah, don't fret about that. We also do our obstacle course. The obstacle course was another part I really enjoyed. You do it with your section, and your section commander, and yeah, you're going through these obstacles together, and no one leaves an obstacle until everyone clears the obstacle. And I think it brings your group together, especially your section, and yeah, you get a lot of encouragement from people, and you're able to encourage others as well. And it's just fun. It's like stuff you see in like Takeshi's Castle, but like not that intense. Like no one's trying to knock you over or anything, but yeah, you're clearing stuff, and like it's also functional because it's things you would do in like a battlefield, or if you came in contact with like an enemy group or something. It's functional, so that makes it even more fun. We also learned from some firefighting this week, because you never know when a fire is going to happen, and we work with a lot of fires in the forces, especially when we're outdoors, and I think this is one of the reasons they teach us this as well, because when we're outdoors and we're working with fires, we want to know what to do if something goes wrong when a fire happens. So we learn firefighting. It's maybe a 6-hour course, maybe not even. You get assessed, and yeah, you pass. You have to pass the assessment to get your to be able to sort of continue further. It's not the most overwhelming course. It's actually quite fun. The instructors there know how to make that part of the course fun. So yeah, keep your mind rest assured. And that's really it for week 0 to 4. If there's anyone who's been in the forces before and noticed that I missed something within those weeks, please feel free to leave them in the comment below, and maybe I'll be back in the future with subsequent weeks. I think that'll be dependent on the reaction to this video. So yeah, let me know if this is something you enjoyed and you want to see, you want to hear about what happens in in the subsequent weeks. And yeah, I'll see you soon. Peace.